Good morning, everybody. I said good morning, everybody. Lovely morning in Savannah today. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am giving the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome. I'm in the right place at the right time. That's where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. That's where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. That's where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. That's where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. We so welcome you here at Community of Savannah this morning, as we do every weekend. We hope this morning that you're singing this song along with us, because you are in the right place.
That's right.
Right now, right here. And this is the right time, right here, right now. And everything is absolutely perfect in just the way it is supposed to be in divine order. I'm in the right place. Say that. I am in the right place. I am in the right time. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, and we'll invite you to greet your neighbors for a moment there.
My soul are you. I said, God is love.
God is love.
So are you.
So are you.
God is love.
God is love.
Oh, so are you.
So are you.
God is love. So are you. God is love. God is love. So are you. God is love and so am I. God is love.
God is love.
And so am I.
So am I.
God is love.
God is love.
Oh, so am I.
So am I.
God is love. So am I. God is love. God is love. So am I. Georgia Crown shout. Let me sing. In my world, all is well.
All is well.
In my world,
In my world.
all is well. Oh, in my world, all is well. In my world, I said all is well. All is well in my world. Oh, it is well. It is well with my soul. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Savannah. I'm Reverend Dale Worley. Unity of Savannah is a center for spiritual awakening where we recognize God as life, love, and the ground of all being. And we celebrate God by what? Living fully, loving lavishly, and being all that we can be. Let's join together in affirming our vision and mission statements. Our vision: centered in God's love, we inspire universal transformation, one heart at a time. And our mission: we are an inclusive spiritual community serving others with love, joy, and truth. And if you're serving as a prayer chaplain this morning, would you please stand? Our prayer chaplains are here to hold sacred space with us. And please be aware that your prayer chaplain may be at the back of the room. They hold sacred space, they listen lovingly to our prayer intentions, they pray affirmatively and from the heart, and they hold in confidence what is shared. So if you would like a prayer after the service today, we had a prayer chaplain meeting yesterday morning, and they are fired up and ready to pray. So they'll be available in the sanctuary after the service. And thank you for your support. This morning we light our Christ candle to represent the idea of guidance.
Morning. Guidance. I am one with the loving guidance of divine mind. Spirit expresses through all of creation as loving guidance, maintaining perfect order in all things. Today I focus and take time to gain direction in all that I do. Since my essence is of spirit, I am one with divine mind always, and I remember that truth whenever I feel confused, conflicted, or uncertain of what my next step should be. My mortal mind is limited, relying on yesterday's fears to make today's decisions. I choose to move beyond any perceived limitations to the loving guidance available through the presence of divine mind within. This day unfolds before me, filled with satisfaction and joy as I feel that loving guidance with every step I take, every choice I make. I am with the loving guidance of divine mind. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119, 105. And if you would read with me. I am one with the loving guidance of divine mind.
Our thoughts are prayers. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always here. And every thought becomes a prayer.
Thank you, dear Heavenly Mother, Father God. Thank you for every prayer answered that has been placed in this prayer box. Thank you for every prayer answered that remains behind in our hearts and minds. Thank you for going before us, making all crooked places straight. Thank you for solving the unsolvable in our minds. Thank you for love. Thank you for peace. Thank you for protection. And as we send these prayers out to be prayed upon for 30 days, we know that God has taken care of it. We know that it is already done. We thank you, we bless you, and we appreciate you. Amen.
I send my love over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Y'all know this. Let me hear you sing it. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. Send out some love to the people around you. I send
Person in front of you, person behind you, the people on either side of you. We envelop each other in love this morning. And it comes back to us. Multiply, increase. I send my love. I send my love over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my love. We are a radiating center of love. And we send our love out into the universe. We bathe our city and all the people in love. I send my love. I send my love over the mountain. I send my love. I send my love. I send my love over the sea. Flows out, flows over, flows through. And in return, let's go to Jesus. I send my love over the mountain. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns. Open your heart to receive the love. It returns. It returns. And it returns to me. And it returns to me. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the love of Spirit is in this place. I invite you to take that into your being as you relax, loosen, and let go of anything that is not of love. What is love? What does it feel like? What does it look like? What does it smell like? Love is the very essence of who you are. You are love. And as you come to recognize who you are, what you are, and whose you are, you will begin to know you are nothing but love. So as you get in touch with that radiant, loving spirit that resides within you, you will feel it as it permeates your skull, loosens the tension in your temples, dissolves the headache, the strain, the worry. You will get in touch with the love that trickles down your face as your eyelids grow heavy and you unclench your jaw. You'll feel the love as it moves down your neck and feel all the tension as it drops away from your shoulders. And as your shoulders lower, as your arms become lighter, as you unclench your hands, you feel the very spirit of love. With each beat of the heart, it is saying, love, love, love. You'll allow the love to move down to the stomach muscles. You'll let love loosen and allow the stomach muscles to protrude. You'll feel the love as it moves down through the groin to the thighs. You'll feel the tension as the pain leaves the knees. That's love. You'll feel that love as it moves through the calves, down to your ankles. And as the love comes to rest at your feet, you'll move your toes. You'll feel relaxed. and you'll come to understand that love is you, and you are love. And so as you take that into your being, you know and know that you know that love loves you just as you are.
In every need, God does my every hunger thing. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. I now am wise, I now am true, patient, kind, and loving too. All things I am can do and be, through Christ the truth that is in me. God is my help, I can't be sick. God is my strength unseen and quick. God is my all. I know no fear. Thank God and love and truth are here. Amen.
God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Once I decide to change my mind, God can show me how. Love is my decision. It's my decision right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else my decision right here and now.
Thank you. Thank you. So we heard the prayer of faith from Myrtle Fillmore right after the meditation. Myrtle Fillmore was one of the co-founders of Unity with her husband Charles. Let's take a little stretch. If you need to cough, if you need to, whatever you need to do, just go on and do it. Be yourself. Do the power pose. Come on now. Oh my goodness, Monique is doing chin-ups in the back of the room. Just be yourself. We get to choose whether we're going to be ourselves in every moment of the day. And what we are is love. If you're confused about what you are or why you're here, I'm going to tell you. You're love. You're here to express love. God is all there is. And God is love. The substance from which everything is made is love. Isn't that amazing? And we all want some of it, don't we? Is there anybody here today that doesn't want to be loved? Muddy Waters wrote a song about it. You ever hear it? Baby, I want to be loved. Do you know that? I'll do it for you one time. But not today. Because we in church, right? Yeah, love is my decision that I can make at any moment of the day. How many voted? Anybody voted yet? I went and voted on Friday, and true to what Josie told me, I had to wait 45 minutes. There was a line out the door around the corner, and everybody was nice and friendly and polite and respectful, and we were being sweet to each other, and everybody waited their turn. There was a little bit of a breeze, and I was like, well, this is kind of fun. You know, I had a good time. And once you get in there, if you haven't been in there yet, if you go to Eisenhower, to the Board of Elections over there, buddy, they have got it down. You go in the door, you go over here, you go here, you go here, and you're out. Get your sticker, smile on your face. I got a smoothie. Life is good. And I was privileged this week to spend some time with someone who is intimately involved in a political campaign. And this person told me that they have been to a lot of the counties in our district here, talking to a lot of people, some of them who kind of feel like they might be forgotten, or neglected. They live in places where there isn't a lot of money. So a lot of times people don't go there very much. And what the person I had the conversation with told me was that even though when we look at the news, everybody is talking about this country is divided and politics are so partisan and everybody's either way over here or way over here. The person told me that their experience was it didn't matter if you were a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent, that all the people she talked to, pardon me, everybody that this person talked to said they all wanted the same thing. And in Unity, we might say it this way: everybody is trying to get their good. Everybody just wants to be loved. Everybody wants to live a healthy life, yes? Everybody wants to be prosperous enough that they can have the freedom to live the way they choose and desire. And it doesn't matter what group you're in or what tribe. It's a common human desire to want to feel love and express love, be in the love, and have a good life, yes? Yeah. So it really kind of turned me around a little bit, because I've been a little bit caught up in all of the hoopla and the conflict. I think I like conflict a little bit. You know, when I watch television, I watch dramas. People saying things to each other, and I go, ooh. You know? And somebody told me, for someone who says they don't like a lot of drama, you sure do watch it on television a lot. All the movies you want to go to are dramas. So I don't know, maybe on some level I like it. You know? Anybody watch Game of Thrones? Like, it's fun, it's exciting, right? But everybody really wants the same thing. Just, you know, to be a person, just to be normal, you know, just to live your life, just to be yourself. Be yourself, be the love. I'm still working on that one because I kind of came out 3 times in my life. Came out as a person with alcoholism. Then I came out as a gay person. Now I'm just trying to come out as just a person. Just me. I'm working on that one, right? The funny thing is, you know, I make the big reveal to people, and they're like, we knew. We already knew. This is the last one to know. So I'm still learning how to be me. I'm still learning how to be the love. And I think that's a lifelong process. And it takes work to kind of get rid of some of the stuff that I piled on myself. Because I like to blame other people. That was very dramatic, right? Ever blame someone else for your life? Well, if you'd have grown up like I did, you'd be messed up too. We put the fun in dysfunctional in our family, right? You heard that? Yeah. I've come to find out by being in this profession for a while that lots of people have interesting families of origin. Right? I like to say, well, you know, if I hadn't been treated like that, I wouldn't be acting out like I am today. You know, I've learned in unity to take responsibility for my own life and to stop blaming other people. But it's taken some work to do that. Had to get real. Yeah. Had to get authentic. You know, had to go and clean up where I messed up too.
Do some steps.
Do some steps? Okay. Work some steps. You know, I've had a lot of people in my life that have helped me get to where I am today. And when I was thinking about today's service, I was like, I don't have anything to say because I don't have anything to overcome. You know, my life is really good right now. It's like, what can I share? I want to share a personal experience. And then God was like, well, what about this one? This morning when I was in meditation, and I was like, oh, do I really have to tell that? Yes. Yes, I think you should. So, me and my father kind of went like this our whole lives. Like, I wasn't what he expected. Like, I heard tales about my dad. He rode a motorcycle doing wheelies through the town, played football. It's like, everybody loved Jimmy, but you don't mess with Jimmy. Yeah. I could tell more stories around that, but I won't. But in any case, when, you know, I came along, it was like, what do I do with this? This is not what I expected. And so we went through kind of on and off again thing throughout my life. And so when I was making my big reveals to the world, he was the last one on my list because I knew how he would react. And sure enough, I was right. It kind of ended with us like not saying anything, you know. And we didn't say much to each other for about 5 years. I had a little boy. He was about 9 years old. Jason, y'all have heard me talk about him before. And I knew how much Jason loved his granddad. I knew how much I loved my grandparents, my dad's parents. They were love to me. They were shelter for me. They were support for me. I loved them very much. And I know Jason is the only grandson. I know some of y'all got like 23, 24. We have one. You know, my sister doesn't have any children, so Jason is like, you know, the chosen one. right? He's the only grandchild, and so both of my parents loved him very much and just adored him. And so I knew deep down that I didn't want to let my anger and resentment and dysfunction get in the way of their relationship. So we were living, me and Jason, in Alabama. I would take Jason to see his granddaddy in Tennessee, and I would drop him off in the yard. Tell him I said hello. Drive off. But you know, I wanted to be free. I was making this prison for myself. I knew at a soul level that I had to work this out. Or that relationship, that dysfunction was coloring every relationship in my life. So every now and then I would get a card and I would write, "Just thinking of you today," and send it to him. I wouldn't say what I was just thinking. Send the card. Bless your heart. Right? And so over time, you know, I would send these little cards and I would pray, talk to people that were working with me about, you know, what is it in me that's being activated? Like, forget about what you think they did, whoever they are, your parents, whoever. What's coming up for you that needs to be healed and released? Can you look at it? Can you feel it? Because you got to feel it to heal it, right? You got to feel it. You got to let it come up. You got to experience it and then let it go. You can't wallow in it. You can't stay there. I didn't want to stay there, to work through it. So one time I was going to do a church gig. I was going through their town, and I was going to drop Jason off for the weekend. And so I got really brave, and I stepped out, and I asked my stepmother to ask my dad if it would be all right if I stayed overnight with them. And so about a day later, lots of fretting on my part, I got an email that says, "Come on." So everything just kind of opened up from there. Now, he didn't stop doing all of the things that drove me crazy. And sometimes I would go to visit him, and when I left, I would be so angry. I would be yelling in the car as I left. "Never come back." Then I'd get over myself, you know, and come back and see him, especially when he started to get sick. I'd go back and visit with him and do what I could, you know, to help support my stepmother and taking care of him. So Marianne Williamson tells us, she's got a couple of really good quotes about love. And she says, everything that we do is either an act of love or a cry for help. And I got to thinking about that with my dad. Okay? It helped me get some more compassion, some more understanding. So guess what? It's not all about me, right? To see him as another child of God instead of my dad, right? Marianne Williamson also says, whether we love or close our hearts to love, it's a mental choice that we make every moment of every day. So in this relationship, I was choosing to focus on what I wanted. Have you heard that before? What you focus on, you get more of. What you praise increases. So he would say some of his stuff, and I'm not going there. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to redirect. Or I'm going to leave the room or do whatever I need to do to focus on the love. Right? Because when I think back now and I start to change my mind about how I grew up, I start remembering good things. There was a time I only remembered the bad things, and it occurred to me one day, it's because that's what I'm choosing to remember. You know, when I was a little boy, he used to I hated that. He used to rub my hair down over my forehead and just pet me. You know, he loved me. He didn't know how to express it. So, last year he passed away, and I went up to the hospital, and when I went in the room, I knew this was it. I'd been up there a number of times before to see him, and every time I would leave, I would think, is this going to be the last time I'm going to see him? No, I don't think so. Could be, but maybe not. Because he hung in there like he was 80 years old. Still drank and smoked, never took care of himself, ate whatever he wanted, you know. Everybody was like, man, he is just hanging in there on spite. So when I went to see him in the hospital the last time I saw him, everybody said, he's waiting on you. That's why he hasn't left yet. He's waiting for you. You know, one time he sent me a birthday card. They used to send me a birthday card every year. It had $25 in it. I could look forward to that ever since I was a little kid until today. I get a card with $25. And a couple years ago, after I got ordained, he wrote in it, I am so proud that you made a minister. Well, I always wanted his approval, and I always felt like I never got it. So I still have that card, because that's what I want to focus on. Like, and he never went to church. Right? So I want to focus on that. So I'm in the hospital room with him. He can't talk, but I can see that he wants to tell me something. He wants to make sure that everything is okay between us. And so I looked at him and I told him, everything's okay. Like, I love you. I am okay. You're okay. Thank you. You don't have to. You can go. It's okay. Everything is good between me and you. I just kept telling him those things over and over for a whole day. I got there on Friday evening, and then about the same time the next day, on Saturday night, he passed. And I was holding his hand. I was in the room when my son was born. I was in the room when my mom passed. I was in the room holding my dad's hand when he took his last breath. And if I hadn't have done the work to clear out all of that stuff in me, I would have missed that. I would have robbed him of that. It's so important to choose love. To choose love over fear, because it was all that stuff was just fear-based, right? But I got to be with him and help him on his way, and I will remember that the rest of my life. So he's just like everybody else, just trying to get us good, the best way he knows how. Like that's what we say in Unity. Emma Curtis Hopkins, our teacher of teachers, said everybody's just trying to get their good. Everything that you do, you're trying to get your good. Your good is your God. It pushes and pulls you. So what name do you have for your good? Well, this morning we're naming it love. Emma says that you probably can't name God, the good, by a higher name than that magic word, love. She says it in her book, Scientific Christian Mental Healing. Emma Curtis Hopkins, the teacher of teachers, a feminist in the late 1800s, arguably the founder of the New Thought movement of which Unity is a part. And I just want to share with you in closing this little passage from the book, Scientific Christian Mental Healing. She says, love is the good we are seeking. Love is the highest name of God. Love is the fulfilling of the law. At the height of our spiritual teachings, we find God covers us with love. We find ourselves loving all things and all people. It is well to say that God is unbounded, unlimited love. God is our love. There is an instinctive seeking of all things and all people for love. Love is another name for life. Many a dying man has been saved by feeling his mother's soft kisses on his forehead. Many a woman has lifted her dying face and lived when the sound of her son's voice was heard calling her name. Love is God, so do not forget to say, the good I am seeking is love. The heights, depths, and splendors of love have not been told yet. Love is the name of God which Jesus Christ used. He said it so much that little children came close to his knees. Poor, neglected women followed him. Blind old beggars clung to his clothes. High dignitaries came by night in secret to speak with him. I do not suppose it would be possible to name your good by the magic word love too often. Love is not something that comes to us in any man, woman, or child and then goes away, because this is only a sign of love. Love that is God is infinite and eternal. And we have the power within us to choose that love in every moment. So let's take that into prayer. One more time, I invite you to close your eyes and to breathe deeply into your heart space. And to know that there is a love greater than all things that dwells within you. And that we all have the power within us to choose the good, to choose love in every moment. We do not have to let ourselves be prisoners of our past. We have the key to freedom within us, and it is love. And so this morning we make the commitment, the choice to focus and dwell on the love that is within us and that is within each other, that is all around us all the time. We name it, we claim it, and we draw it forth. And we give thanks to know that we have this power. And we pray in the authority of love, in the name of love, in the name of all that is holy and beautiful and true, we pray. And so it is. Amen.
I woke up this morning, oh, with the rising sun. There were 3 little birds outside my window, and they were singing sweet songs. Their melodies were soft and pure. This is our message for you. Don't worry about a thing, Every little thing's gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, Every little thing's gonna be alright. I woke up this morning, Mom, oh, with the rising sun. There were 3 little birds outside my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies soft and pure. This is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, Every message to you.
People get ready, there's a train that's coming. Don't need no ticket, you just get on board. Same route. Don't have to worry if you're a saint or you're a sinner. Don't need no baggage, just get on board. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Well, people get ready, there's a train that's coming. Don't need no ticket, just get on board. There's plenty of room here for a saint or if you're a sinner. Well, you don't need that baggage, you just get on board. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Everybody say, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Come on now, say it. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Everybody say, one love, one heart. Let's get together and let's get together. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright. This is our message to you. What about the band called Shire? Let's get on, man. We have 5 basic unity principles that we teach and practice. I invite you to affirm the first one with me. Instead of saying God, let's say love. So come on and say, there is only one power, one presence in our lives and in the universe, love. And don't it feel good? Our second principle is we are the Christ of God in expression. So you can also say this, all the love that God is, I am. Say it with me. All the love that God is, I am. So the way that we express that love, share that love, is through the spiritual law of mind action. Our third principle, what is it? Thoughts plus feelings equals outcome. Our fourth principle reminds us there is power in affirmative prayer and meditation. And it's not enough just to know this, but what? We must live the truth that we know. So, every Sunday we give you the opportunity to give back if you'd like. So if you're prepared with a love offering this morning, I invite you to take that out now as Miss Evelyn comes forward to help bless our offering and lead us in our prosperity affirmation.
I invite you to take your love offering and place it in your left hand, cover it with your right. Seal in the love. Seal it in. Know that the love offering is just that, love. We're not as concerned with the amount as we are with the love. This church prospers on love. And so as you seal in your love, let us know our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
If this is your first time here with us at Unity, we welcome you into our community and hope you'll come back and see us again. If you'd like some more information about our church, we have some welcome packets. So if you've never got a welcome packet from us and you want one, you can raise your hand and someone will bring it to you, or you can pick it up as you go out the door today. In any case, let's use our unity blessing to bless each other this morning. So this morning we say, each other, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the light of Christ shining as you. Jennifer has a packet. If anybody wants one, just hold up your hand and we will welcome the children in. This
Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
We have a special blessing for our children, and together we say, God loves you and accepts you just the way you are, and I love you and accept you just the way you are. I see the Christ in you. And now we receive their blessing.
God loves you and accepts you just the way you are. And I love you just the way you are. I see the Christ in you.
Thank you. Awesome. So next Sunday is trick or treat. We're going to have trunk or treat here. So if you want to get in on the trunk or treat, bring some candy or something, apple, something good in your trunk, and we'll park over here. And after the service, the kids will go around and trunk or treat. And everybody is encouraged to wear a costume. So that'll be fun. That's always fun. Anything goes, right? I guess not. And don't forget, on November 3rd and 4th, the first weekend of November, we're having our annual revival and homecoming. Reverend James King from Greenville will be here. So we're having a Low Country Boil on Saturday night. And then our revival program after. And then Sunday morning, James will be at all the services. And we're having a potluck brunch between the services on Sunday. So if there's somebody you haven't seen at church in a while, this is your opportunity to invite them to come home to Unity. Or maybe there's a person that you've been wanting to ask to come to church. This is your opportunity. So hope to see everybody here for the homecoming and for Halloween next weekend. Let's all stand now and join in our closing song.
light of God surrounds us.
I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power of God.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is. And all is well.
My soul, God is my power, God gives me everything I need, so I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything